The Ambassador Program is a program that we have families that we serve actually represent us for the year. And we actually have them attend our events, and when they come out, they actually represent who we are and what we do. Our new ambassadors this year is going to be Craig Simpson. He's our adult ambassador. Craig and I go back a long way. I've known Craig since the early 90s. When I worked for the school board, Craig and I worked together when I worked with the handicap bus. And so Craig and I knew each other for about 10 years. He went to a school over in Livingston Parish. And so Craig has always had a very sweet, outgoing personality.
He's a special kid, he really is. When he was born, I had a doctor that didn't give us a good prognosis. And so there was a pediatrician that wasn't even our pediatrician. But he had come to the hospital to check me out because my pediatrician couldn't come. And one of the things he told us when we went in, he said, never had a child. I've never had a child, with anything wrong, never had a handicapped child. But if I could just tell you the number of people that I've had who have had a child like that, he said, you don't realize it now, he said, but it's going to be a wonderful experience in your life. And it has been. It has been, yeah.
He's pretty outgoing. He's short on words. You don't say a whole lot.
Yeah.
In 2002, I believe it was, we went and we applied to go to Special Olympics in powerlifting because I was working out with him for a couple of years at Ponchatoula Fitness. And he done well. His first year, I think he won 1 gold, a bronze, and a silver. And he was competing against these guys who were pretty tough out of New Orleans. And ever since 2002, he's never got less than gold. The best he's ever done in competition, where you got to listen to the commands, he's done 220 in the bench. 285 on the deadlift, and like 230 on the squat. That's his best. But that's when we were training, pretty good. But he didn't got his hands and everything with the bowling and the horseshoes and swimming and all that. So yeah, he's naturally strong. Because this last Olympics, I think he worked out for about a month before it, and he still beat everybody.
One year he went in, I think it was like 2005, wasn't it, Steve? And the guy, Paul, that runs the whole thing, he came up to Steve after it was over with, and he said that they were having a regular, power meet, and that he would like Craig to come. And Steve said, are you sure? And he said, yes, I think he can do well. And so we took him, and he told me before we went, he said, I'm gonna win. And I said, well, I don't know if you're gonna win, but it's gonna be a good experience for you. He walked out with first place in bench press.
I am the best in the world. For this, for me. This, horseshoes, softball drill, all good stuff. And I got straight in the cars.
I think it's really nice. I think that in his mind, it's it's a real big thing, and then for us, it's it's an honor to have them ask Craig, to represent TARC as the ambassador.
I'm proud, yeah, and he's excited. He really is excited. He's been practicing. He's supposed to say the Pledge of Allegiance, I think, at a couple of the the dinners that they're having, and so we've been practicing. That's why he said the Pledge of Allegiance for you, is because we've been practicing to make sure that he's got all the words. He can remember all the words. So I think he's going to do great.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, to the republic where it stands, world nations, every God, and liberty and justice for all.
Well, we have our new baby ambassador for this year. We got introduced to Ava Welch, and I got to meet with the parents just a few weeks ago, and we got to talk about what they've been through and how they got to where they are now. We're excited to have them this year. Ava is full of life. She's very exciting to be around. She's always smiling. I mean, anytime she's around, I think she steals everybody's heart just when you look at her.
Ava is our niece. She is my brother-in-law's little girl, and him and her mother, they were together for a while, and once Ava was born, due to some unforeseen circumstances, she ended up in our care in November of 2012. She come to our house straight from the hospital on November the 3rd. She was born August the 12th, 2012. She was born at 24 weeks, and she weighed 1 pound and 8 ounces. They didn't think that she would survive.
Well, I was there when she was born. I was there when she was born by C-section, and when they pulled her out, it was scary. It was very scary because I've never seen, anything like that. And but then she started crying, and she sounded like a bird, and I didn't know what it was, and they said it was her crying. Then they had to rush her to the NICU, and she had tubes and everything put down her, and she didn't have any problems in NICU. She never coded out, nothing. I mean, the only thing she done was grew.
I think within the first 6 months of after coming home, I don't think we had to take her back to the hospital or anything. She slowly started. She was developing, but it was just at a slower rate. And now she's 2 years old, and she's still a little bit behind a normal 2-year-old, they said, but by the time she's 3 or 4, she should be where she needs to be.
We fostered her for a long time, and we had to go through all the classes and stuff like that, but it was an amazing process. I mean, it was stressful, it was scary, it was probably every emotion you could think of. I mean, we felt that every day because we didn't know, when you're fostering, you never know when they're going to come say, well, she's got to go back to her parents. I mean, and this child couldn't walk or talk, but she completely run our lives. I mean, everything we done, it revolved around her. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, everything. It revolved around her.
That adoption finalized on September the 8th of this year. We were expecting to be in the courthouse for hours, and it took 15 minutes for the judge to sign the paper, and we were looking around going, is that it? And they're like, that's it. She is now a Welch. And everybody started crying in the room. We had been through so much with the OCS visits, the parents, and just to have it all completed and done was the biggest joy that we have ever experienced. Me and my wife were never able to have kids of our own, and we have went through 3 or 4 times when we were going to adopt, and something always came up that prevented us from completing it, and everybody said that God had a reason for that, and Ava's that reason. They knew that she needed us we just had to wait. And we waited and wouldn't change anything.
I want her to have the same opportunities as everybody else. I know she's going to be smart, so I want her to be like every other kid. And I want her to know that, you know, just because she was born early and needed this extra help, it doesn't make her different. I want her to have every opportunity. I mean, she can do anything, and I want her to know that she can do anything. I have to give a shout out to TARC. I mean, I've always known about them, you know, known about their services and everything. The help they give to the people in the community that really need it. I mean, who wouldn't want to help them? I mean, you'd be a fool not to. I mean, you could be in a situation like me, you know, never needing TARC, you know, never thinking about having a child, and bam, one day you need services from TARC.